Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at Conjurer Mage. I've already made one video of Conjurer Mage during Rise of Shadows. That was one of the early builds with Power of Creation, but Conjurer Mage has turned out to be, first of all, it's a very powerful deck, and second, because it's so powerful and it's a brand new archetype, there's a lot of fine-tuning going on, lots of refinement. And this is the result of some of that refinement. This is actually the build that Languagehckr brought to the Worlds, and this is pretty extreme end of Conjurer Mage in beating token decks, beating aggression, beating aggro decks. So this version opts not to use any of that Power of Creation stuff, no Caligos either, but there's a lot of anti-token tech. There's double Scorchers, there's even a Baron-geddon, there's double Rebel Bouncers in this deck. And Rebel Bouncer is a card that has become really popular in Conjurer Mage over the past week. That 2/7 body just has the ability to be pretty useful against aggressive decks and token decks. And then when you have Conjurer's Calling is still a central card in this deck. Destroy minions, summon 2 minions of the same cost to replace it. So you get 2 7-drops if you Conjurer's Call your Rebel Bouncer. A very powerful archetype overall. You're aiming to get some big minions on the board, preferably stuff like Mountain Giants. And then you're going to Conjurer's Call some of your high-cost minions in order to make multiple minions. And if you can add Languagehckr into Conjurer's Calling, you can double up on how many of those come out. Other than that, the deck is very minion-based, so it's able to use Book of Spectres for card draw. Although some more spells are available to you, because Fire-Tree Witch Doctor is able to discover some spells. Get some minions on the board, get some big minions on the board. You can use Sunfury Protector to give some minions taunt, even mid-size minions, like you can play a Dragonmaw Scorcher, maybe next turn you use it to take a value trade, then you use Conjurer's Calling on it. When it's low on health you get 2 pretty decent minions and you can do like Sunfury Protector and taunt them up. These sorts of plays are commonplace with this deck. And this build is also running 2 copies of Mind Control tech. Well, I was doing that already earlier. And Mind Control tech is also, of course, excellent against all the decks that are going wide. So make minions, make big minions, value trade with your minions, and then turn those low health minions into big and healthy minions again. Just a lot of threats. No spells, but in this build there's a lot of effects that allow you to contest the board, so that you can compensate for that. Scale Worms, Crowd Roasters for single targets, Scorchers, Mossies for wider boards. I'm not certain whether this is the last word on Conjurer Mage, probably not, we're still early enough in the expansion and the meta of course is always changing, but this is a pretty viable alternative. Also, if you're facing a lot of aggression on the ladder, this is excellent against that, especially against Token Druid, although something like Murloc Shaman might still be a bit too fast for you. Pretty decent against Tempo Rogues. Nothing really wrecks Rogue, but this is not bad. And it still has enough threats to challenge control decks with the Giants and the Astromancers. Although when you're playing those control matchups you can clearly see and feel how this one doesn't have quite the threat density that the Power of Creation lists have. Because those just never run out of juice, but this one can run out of juice if you're being careless. Or if you happen to land on a really weak draw. As for the mulligans with this deck, your basic mulligan is your big stuff. Book of Spectres, Twilight Drake, Mountain Giant. Just get that card draw, get these cards that benefit from card draw. Start going from there. If you already have some of these pieces, you can also consider keeping Fire-Tree Witch Doctor, excellent early minion, and even Conjurer's Calling. And Conjurer's Calling is also a keep in the mirror. The mirror matchup is often decided by who finds their Conjurer's Calling first. Whereas in many other matchups it's a little bit too greedy to keep the spell when you don't have the minions yet. And if you're playing against aggression, you need to be the defender, then against Rogue your best defense is probably Scale Worm. A minion that can actually kill something like an evil miscreant. Whereas against token decks you're looking for your Dragonmaw Scorcher and your Mind Control tech. Overall, it's a really fun archetype to play in that more greedy anti-control variant, as well as in this more anti-aggro variant that still has some power to punch against control decks as well. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at this Conjurer Mage in action. Serve a second on Languagehckr. But anyway, pretty high up on that server. That was back in vanilla, of course. I was also one of the few people, we had 3 people in the guild who had key to Upper Blackrock Spire. I was one of the key holders. So I got to run Upper Blackrock Spire a lot. Key to Upper Blackrock Spire back in vanilla. And I admit it was quite a lot of work. I always think about coming back. Well, I'm just playing casually nowadays. It can be done. Bunny would not make it out of groups. Well, he was unfavored against both Blood Trail and Xiaoti. And so was Jing. So 2 upsets on the first round. I mean, it's Hearthstone, what do you really expect? Maybe I'll pick the Frostbolt. Interesting for the classic raid scene. Okay. I mean, I can kill this if I spend my coin. But is that what I really want? Is that what I really want? If I don't kill it, then do I just have to coin Twilight Drake anyway? Coin Twilight Drake means that Twilight Drake has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 health. 7 health Twilight Drake. There's some ways to deal with that. And then I can never deal with the Henge Clan Tug. I hate it, but I think I have to do it. I don't think if I play the Twilight Drake, I think it's going to be pretty risky. Yeah, sap on Twilight Drake would also have been really severe. But the really scary part about was that Henge Clan Tug is growing. And if I don't deal with it, then I can never deal with it. So that was a big issue. So if I get punished, then I'm just hopelessly behind. The good old prep raiding party. It's not actually even old, it's brand new. But it works. Such a rogue thing to do, hit face with everything. I mean, I could make myself another pair of 4-drops and taunt them up. That's an option. He didn't play any Corsairs, so he probably has a green skin. I can't play Rebel Bouncer and ping away the deckhand. I probably need to just play Rebel Bouncer here. I think this has got to be the way. Now, of course, this could be killed with like an Eviscerate, but we'll see. Rebel Bouncer can die if he just plays the green skin, but that wouldn't be that great of a trade. Unless there's something else involved. Because then this one would die, he would use a charge, this one could still kill the green skin. But 5 cards, he can have more stuff. All it takes is a little bit of more stuff, and it's fine. Well, that was a lot more stuff. I probably have to kill this and Conjurer's Calling the Twilight Drake. He's going to get back a pretty decent minion. But what options do I have? Play another Twilight Drake, taunt them up. 1 mana off from being able to also ping the deckhand. Pair of 4-drops. It's not great. I'm not sure if I have anything better. I think I have to. Let's see what I can pick up. 2, 4 and a 3, 6. Not the greatest pair of taunts ever. But we'll do what we can. What is the top deck card again? Scary stuff when top deck cards just keep coming. We can bounce the green skin back. Okay, so what is the plan? Oh, he has an eviscerate too. Okay, I see. Eviscerate is pretty good. Now you have to choose which one you want to bounce. You don't want to bounce either. Well, that was a surprise. So, could he have Leroy? Well, I could play a Rebel Bouncer and kill both of these pirates now. Which is probably exactly what I need to do. Because Leroy with the bounces. Yeah, I can't handle that. I need the Rebel Bouncer. Ping that one, trade that one. Because if that's a Leroy, then this was a lethal setup. 8 mana. Perfect amount of mana for that Leroy play. Can't let him have it. He can't increase the durability of the weapon, but he can try to wait until he can find a way. Healing to 15 with Alex is nothing as long as he has the Wagglepick Leroy. If he has that, I'm not sure if he has that, but that's just the read, that there is very strong read about it. Given his reluctance to do anything else. Okay, well this is good. This is really good, because I have the Roaster. He replaced the Edwin. Gets a 4/4 Edwin out there, but I can just roast it away. Now there's also Celiax, but I think this is a roaster turn. I'm just roasting that one. And we got rid of the Wagglepick, so until he finds the second Wagglepick, we got a little bit of breathing room. No Leroy bounce. Well, he could have Shadow Step in the deck. It's possible. That one's not doing much anymore, but it's a 7 mana card. Now I picked up a Sunfury Protector. So I think we're going to go a bit wider here. That's cost 5 mana. I will have 4 mana left over. So I can also play a Twilight Drake. 9. Yeah, there's nothing that I can do with Alex. Twilight Drake, Conjurer's Calling. I'll play Twilight Drake here between these two. Yes. Yes. These are going face. Conjurer's Calling on this one. Let's make more 7-drops. And then I can choose which ones will I taunt up. I will taunt up these two over here. I could have waited with this one after Conjurer's Calling, but then it would have had less health. So I think this was the preferable approach. Rogues are scary. What do you even mulligan for? They're not going to have 4 minions on the board. Not even sure if I can get the Rebel Bouncers out there. I might or I might not. Celiax is probably going to be useful. I might try something like this. If I mulligan a couple of cards, I'm likely to find a dragon. If I don't mulligan anything, I simply won't find a dragon with this build. But mulliganing 2 gives me a pretty decent chance to pick up a dragon. Of course I didn't, but it gave me a decent chance to do so. Barney. Yeah, Barney's a good player. I thought that decks would matter more, that you could get fairly little advantage from playing at Worlds, but to be honest, I wasn't too impressed with the level of play. I wasn't too impressed with the level of play at Worlds. It was okay, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular by any means. Too bad that I didn't find dragons. I think I'll ping there instead of pinging his face. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to accomplish with that. But I think that's what I want to do. No dragons. Feels bad, man. I think I have to go into Harrison. I think I need to take away this Wagglepick here. I think this is important. And I was even able to find a dragon which activates the Scale Worm, and the Witch Doctor. There's going to be another Waggle pick, and I won't have another piece of weapon removal. I didn't expect the other Waggle pick to come this soon, though. Too soon. Yeah, I didn't see this coming this quickly. Ouch. So Ziliax to kill this, I guess. He just spent a backstab. I think I want to use Ziliax to kill that. Heal up a little bit. He just used the backstab, so he might not have another spell to kill Ziliax with. Turns out that he had 2 backstabs. Well, that's rough. Well, he can't do a single turn Leroy play. He can do Leroy over multiple turns, of course. But that will give me a lot of time to do things. Sometime anyway. Some taunts going. Not enough time to get the Mountain Giant out there and turn it into multiple minions and then taunt it up. Sap can be painful. Can't get 2 good taunt minions up there. Just can't. It has to be the Mountain Giant. And then the taunts. So I know he has Leroy in hand. A cheap Leroy at that. And there might still be Eviscerates. Like Leroy Eviscerate, if there were no taunts, would just kill me. Leroy Eviscerate Sap. The problem is that this can be dealt with a dagger. So unless I can find... What do I need to find? I need to find Alex or some more taunts or something. Well, that was a very, very expensive way to do things. Whoa. How can I use this to my advantage? Because Leroy is going to get to my face, but there's no more Eviscerates and no more Waggle picks. I need to find a way to generate taunt minions. I mean, I could try to go with an Astromancer, then I can try to do Conjurer's Callings afterwards. That could work out. I could get some 4-drops with this, but that doesn't do anything, I believe. I could try to get a spell, but then I can't do anything more useful. I think it's Astromancer time. Did not pick up a taunt minion. So let's see. Leroy plus 4 damage is needed. 3 damage. Where is he going to get the 3 damage? He could get the 3 damage from the lackeys. 12, 13, 14 damage. We're not there yet. Spell. I need a spell. None of these spells are good enough. Nope. Need to kill the Leroy, of course. I need to kill this one. But I need to try to roll interesting minions. Let's try to roll interesting minions. Not enough. Couldn't get a taunt. So if there are 2 2-damage lackeys, or if we can top deck an SI7 agent, he wins. Or if we can discover Sinister Strike or Eviscerate.
I wonder.
Another 2 lackeys. Rush lackey is not good enough. It has to be the 2-damage lackey. Rush doesn't go face. Pilfer? Well. A random mage spell? That will have to be a Frostbolt. Okay. He didn't get it.
To battle! To battle!
Phew. That was getting scary. It's Token Druid, right? I think I give him Witch Doctor and Drake. Fair. Very unrefined clunky decks. I think this is one of the better refined decks that's being played at Worlds right now. But overall you are right. I also, when I chose the decks to feature on the video that I made about Worlds before the Worlds, then I had some trouble choosing decks because many of them were clear like, okay, we have had a few more days already and these builds have already been surpassed. And then there were of course decks that were specifically tuned for a tournament. But yeah. AoE, please. I take an Arcane Explosion any day against the Druid. Because I believe it's a Token Druid. I mean, it could be something else, in which case this is useless. But you have to assume Token, right? It's not a Token Druid. The Arcane Explosion is useless. Well, that was a surprise. So then it's Malygos or Heal. Don't think I want to taunt up anything yet. Let's see. Alright, well. My assumption that it was going to be a Token Druid. Okay, it's a Heal Druid. Fine. Then I would actually need to deal some damage. Can I fight against boards and boards of 4/8s? Maybe, but I would need a giant. This is not going to be good. We'll see. Can I use another dragon? I don't have more dragon. Oh, now I have more dragon synergy. Yeah, we're going in with another dragon. Just get as big minions as I can on the board before the inevitable big minions start arriving. Okay, so that's the Witchwood Grizzly. And it's a big Witchwood Grizzly. Seven cards in hand. When I have the option to play Mountain Giant on this board now. When you're offered that kind of a chance, I think you take it. There's going to be a 3/18 Witchwood Grizzly, which is a pretty big deal. And I have only 16 damage here. Well, I have a little bit more. I could try a Witch Doctor, but that would be 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. So I could get 4 to the face as well. Kill the Grizzly and get 4 to the face. This one will go down to 5 health. Is that a problem? I think I'll push through the Grizzly. And towards the face. This one goes in. This one goes in. This one goes in. Pink goes in. That 4 is going to face. Now he can get a Lucent Bark. Now he can finally get a Lucent Bark out here if he wants. On the other hand, this is not a very nice board to play a Lucent Bark on. Actually, he probably needs a Swipe or something. But Swipe can probably deal with my Giant. So what do I do after that? That's a Swipe. And Grizzly returns. Not bad. So I have some alternatives. I could try to look for something with the Witch Doctor. If this one goes down to 1 health, it probably is going to be dealt with. I could try to get an Astromancer out there. Or I could try to book. I still have both Conjurer's Callings in the deck. I can't book into Roaster anyway. I think we're trying to book. Ciliax isn't very helpful now, is it? No, I can't use it together with the ping. Need to discover a spell. Fireball. Fireball is a nice spell. Something like this. I probably needed to play that one on the other side. I had the option to try to go with the Splitting Image. And maybe he attacks my giant. But I think he's going to kill the giant with a spell anyway. So I suppose this is fine. Just trying to get... and he can't kill the giant with a spell and get the Lucent Bug out there. He can with the Crystal Power. Then I still have enough to kill the Lucent Bug. For the first time anyway. But that will take my entire board.
Unity, precision.
Let's see. Face tanks the 8. So ping, Arcane Explosion. Then there's 4, puts him down to 9. Not enough. Not enough even with the ping Arcane Explosion. So I need something else. Ping Arcane Explosion puts him down to 9, puts him down to 3. 3 is not the winning play. Ciliax is not the winning play.
Interesting.
It's Astromancer time. Get an 8-drop.
They grow up so fast.
Get a weak 8-drop.
Prophecy.
Tough.
I got this.
So he's still at 13. Now he's getting to a point where making Lucent Bug is getting easier. I guess it's still not exactly easy. I didn't find any polymorphs.
How about...
Lucent Bug number 1. 6 plus 6, 12. I'm 2 off still. Can't get through. That Conjurer's Calling though. I'm just going to make a board of 7 drops, right? Is board of 8 drops better? Generally, yes.
Interesting.
Then I can't trade in with this one. Arcane Explosion, Fireball, Ping. 9, 11. I don't have the damage. It's time to make 8 drops. Trade, trade. Ping. Trade. Trade. Ping the Lucent Bug. Face with that. Make 8 drops. Make more 8. Make 7 drops too. Something like this. Lucent Bug is revived. The Grizzly appears. How much do I have here? 8 ping. Not enough, right? Not enough. But the Crowd Roaster can kill the Lucent Bug. Dreamin' after that. No, nothing after that. 9. That's the way it goes then. Kill the Lucent Bug. Then use this one to trade. This one and this one to trade. That one goes face. Not good enough. I needed to figure something better. He still has a swipe left. So swipe can do a lot of things here. And once those Lucent Bugs start kicking in,
Now how about...
just can't figure it out. So there's no swipe. Doesn't mean that there's no crystal power or something. I love this Floop as an Ancient of Lore play, by the way. It allows you to make multiple Lucent Box often. That's just a wonderful, wonderful move. Probably can't push 18. What can I do? I can try to steal something with the MC tech. That's a thing. Then I could ping that one maybe. Played Ziliax. Let's first steal a minion with the MC tech. Can I pick up a Lucent Bark? And I can pick up a Lucent Bark. That's a piece of good news. If I use Ziliax and this one to trade away this Lucent Bark, then I can ping that 11 to, I can push 13 to face. Still won't kill him. What if I play Arcane Explosion? No, it has to be the Ziliax, right? This one hits there. I played the Ziliax. Ziliax kills the Lucent Bark. I ping the 5-1 Ancient of Lore. I push face with everything I've got. Put him down to 5. I still have a Fireball in hand. Now with the Floop Ancient of Lore used, he needs crystal power in order to make copies of Lucent Bark. He didn't have crystal power last turn, I think.
Let's see.
So he might not have the tools. Because if he just revives one Lucent Bark, I don't think that's going to solve anything. I don't know, this has been surprisingly difficult. While would Ziliax be better to trigger your own Lucent Barks? No. Because you will never get 5 healing from that Ziliax. He will never give you that. When I was playing Heal Druid a lot earlier in the expansion, I found out that actually all those small heals are very, very ineffective in reviving Lucent Barks. You want those cards that heal you for 5 at once. All these cards that heal you for little amounts, then you get Lucent Bark that's like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. It's very difficult to actually revive it with small things. So I did not consider Ziliax to be used as a Lucent Bark reviver, even though I got lucky with 2 Lucent Barks here. Can you pressure the warrior? Because this has these anti-aggro cards, so it doesn't have as much value in it as the older Conjurer Mage builds. But we're going to give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Well, Languagehckr said that he built his lineup to counter Token Druid, and this is the most anti-Token Druid version of Conjurer Mage that he could build. And that he's just crushing Token Druids with all the decks in his lineup. So, yeah. That armor was a little bit annoying, because now if there is a shield slam, it's going to be 4-7, he can just armor up and shield slam. I think I'll still go with the Twilight Drake here. We have to get those shield slams out of the way at some point anyway. Outside of a shield slam, this one's not going to die. Here comes the shield slam. We'll play another one. Does he have 2 shield slams? That would already be somewhat improbable. And Dino-Medic doesn't kill this. 7 health. That's the advantage here. No kill with the Dino-Medic. Slam and... what? So there's a Militia Commander, or there's a Ziliax or something in hand. So this is probably, I'll probably scale Worm down so that I can get rid of both Eternium Rovers. That will mean that Militia Commander can do things, of course. I think I will give it a try. Let's grab a spell first. Cost of minions in your deck to 1. Well, that's interesting, but what do I do with all of my mana if all of my minions cost 1? Discover a spell that costs 3 or less. So no polymorphs. That might still be useful. I don't think Pocket Galaxy, I don't think I have the draw to really do Pocket Galaxy. I'll put this one. I'll play a Scale Worm, it's fine. So I can kill both of the mechs. So I don't leave any mechs up for Ziliax to magnetize into. He has Ziliax or Militia Commander in hand.
Unity, precision, perfection.
And yeah, sure, Ziliax can do some trading, but I mean, the heal is irrelevant at the moment. I'm not even sure whether Ziliax there was a good play. He did have 2 shield slams. Very well. Astromancer only gives me a 6 drop, but I suppose it will have to do. Kill off the Ziliax. I'm kind of wishing I would have ability to draw some cards. I mean, I have the alternative to play Scorcher and ping the Town Crier. In case I can find like Conjurer's Calling, then I could use it later with the Astromancer. I think I can try that. It didn't matter that I traded into the Ziliax. If I had traded into the Town Crier, the minion would have died just the same. Another slam. So now he can use a Dino-Medic. I do find a Conjurer's Calling, but I'm 3 turns away from using Astromancer and that. Still haven't seen any of his real PCs. No brawls. No brawls, no nothing. Just some shield slams and stuff. Well, I didn't find any giants or anything. I probably want to Astromancer and Conjurer's Calling. But I'll do a magic trick this turn. Mirror Entity. What minions can he have? He has some interesting minions, right? He doesn't have more magnetic stuff either. I guess we're going for the Entity. And ping there. I think we're doing it like this for now. Need a little bit of patience here. I'd hope that he doesn't have Boom. But he does have Boom. That is sad. That is very, very sad. I'll probably get on time. Get on and ping again. Man, that Boom on 8. Boom on 8 just... I mean, if he has Omega Assembly, he's just going to so win this game. He hasn't been forced to use a single Warpath or a... No Warpaths, no nothing yet. I managed to pick up card draw. That's interesting. But he picks up Discover a Mech. Next turn he can play the Omega Assembly. If he has a Warpath, then this Acolyte of Pain is going to draw a bunch of cards. So will my Acolyte of Pain though. I think it's Astromancer time. And we Conjurer's Calling the Astromancer. Get a pair of 7 drops out there. This one will kill that one. He might simply brawl. He can of course simply brawl this board. He has not spent a brawl yet. Omega Assembly is now a little bit weaker maybe. If he has Harrison, oh man, he has everything. He has been able to grab absolute nut cards so far. So there's probably going to be some brawling going on after this. And 25 armor means that I just can't push through all of that. So 16-17 damage here. Not enough to make the armor irrelevant. And he got so many cards, so he probably has a brawl. He could have a Warpath. I want to save this for another Conjurer's Calling. Is the Book of Spectres turn? No, because I draw cards with this anyway. Doesn't look like I have very strong plays available. He can push everything so that he can do Warpaths. Warpath also gives him a ton of armor. I think my best move at this point is to simply hit face with everything. I think this is as strong as I can make it. There can be brawls. There can be Warpaths. Warpath will draw me 3 cards. It's actually going to mill a card. Brawl won't draw cards, but I'm cool with the Brawl. I have the Crowd Roaster into Conjurer's Calling. If he has anything that's going to survive. Losing the Brawl really heavily. Making me draw 2 cards, I mean, that's just good for me. It's not milling a card and I'm just getting to a better position. Well, now I don't have to spend the Crowd Roaster. I can just do Rebel Bouncer Calling. That's what we're going for now.
Arena's full. Beat it.
Let's get a pair of 7-drops. That's a nice pair of 7-drops. We have seen 1 Brawl. There's obviously another Brawl left. And there's the Warpaths. But Warpath cannot kill minions with as high health as this. I rolled very high here. Celiax is already gone. Okay, second Brawl. I lose the Brawl again. But what can you do? Sometimes you just lose multiple Brawls in a row. Mountain Giant, but a single Dino Medic kills a Mountain Giant right now. That's not even very good. This hand. This double Book of Spectres in hand now. And all the important minions in the deck. Dino Medic, he has the hero power too. He can easily take down a minion. I kind of want to hold on for another Conjurer's Calling with the Giant. But even if I Alex face here... I think I'll just Alex face here. Let's do that. But that means that my Crowd Roaster is inactive. It probably was not correct. I'll need to draw a dragon. Dino Medic, as I said, can deal with an 8 health minion. Very easily. I knew that the whole time, there was nothing I could do about that. But I don't think I get him to extend to 4 minions here. No, it doesn't look like that. Another Mountain Giant. Maybe just need to play one here. 5, 8 damage. He has 8 damage right here. He can kill a Mountain Giant very easily. I would need to get to some Khadgar place, but I have trouble getting there. 4 plus 3, 7, 8, 9 mana. I'll probably have to try this. I need to get rid of some of these cards in hand. I need to get rid of some of these cards that I have in hand. And this way I can get a little bit of protection on the Mountain Giant. Maybe enough that he uses a Warpath. But he also had an Acolyte, so he's able to draw more cards. Then he has the Elysiana, of course, with the double bounces. So it's not like he's going to run out of resources. One more Warpath left, and then there will be the... He wants to play Elysiana next turn, because he's in fatigue now. Is that an opening for me? That he wants to play the Elysiana? I'm not sure if that even is an opening. Why didn't he use the hero power? Why did he want to take 8 damage? He might be running Mechatoon. So if he's running Mechatoon as his win condition, that changes things, right? I probably have to risk it now and draw with the Book of Spectres in order to gain tempo, even though I might end up discarding the Conjurer's Calling. Because if there's a Mechatoon wing condition, then that means that everything is different. You might still have a Militia Commander to kill a Giant. Need to do this and hope I don't draw the Book of Spectres now. I mean the Conjurer's Calling now. Well, obviously it was one of those cards. So if he has the Mechatoon... Let's assume that he has the Mechatoon then. I've now seen both Warpaths, I've seen both Brawls, I've seen both Dinomatics, and I've seen Celiacs. But this turned out to be Mechatoon Warrior. Okay, I didn't have a read on that. Obviously if I had a read on that tile, I would have still died. There wasn't a way for me to win. With the cards I had, I didn't get enough threats. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.